It was when I had just entered the institute and moved from my native village to the city. I registered with my mom's younger sister Emily, who was 7 years younger than my mom. Moving in with her was the most practical option, as it allowed me to stay in the city, close to the institute, and still be with my family. She lived with her husband, but they didn't really get along. We lived in a 2-bedroom apartment, and one of the rooms was always at my complete disposal. As far as relationships go, the first year was marked by a perpetual pursuit of girls, from nervously asking me out on a date at a coffee shop to politely declining and spending weeks planning the perfect trip to the movies, which ended awkwardly when I misread her signals. These experiences often resulted in me laughing with friends more than succeeding. I then became friends with 2 classmates, Michael and David. They were locals, good-natured and unpretentious, so we quickly found common ground. We were always doing common things, playing games, partying late into the night, surfing the internet and discussing girls. As for my Aunt Emily, she was a busy woman who worked as a senior project manager for a marketing firm. Her days were filled with meetings, deadlines, and endless calls, causing her to often be too exhausted to do anything else. Her husband was also a hard worker and was often away on long business trips. Their relationship, it seemed to me, was cold. I didn't know what the reason for this distance between them was, but I got the impression that they weren't really husband and wife. In all the time I lived with them, I only once remembered catching them together, which was very strange. Emily was very attractive. She had a beautiful face, pretty eyelashes, and a good-natured smile. Her figure was striking, a wispy waist and overall stunning good looks. Living next to such a woman was not easy. She always behaved with me very reserved and respectful, but I could not help but notice and appreciate her beauty. I don't know if it was accidental or not, but I had to periodically go for a walk or lock myself in the bathroom to get my thoughts in order. It happened at the beginning of summer when we had just finished exams and decided to celebrate at my place, since no one was home. Aunt Emily was at work, her husband was away on a business trip, and the guys and I had time to relax. We drank quite a bit, enjoying talking about cars. A couple hours later, Emily came home. She was in high spirits and immediately hugged me, congratulating me on passing my exams. She was dressed for the occasion in a black dress, just above her knees. She greeted the guys warmly, and they quickly invited her to join us for wine. The 4 of us sat down at the table, and Emily continued to ask us about our studies, steering the conversation away when the guys tried to change the subject. Eventually, my friends left, leaving Emily and I alone at the table. When the door closed behind them, there was a heavy silence in the room, broken only by the faint clinking of our glasses. My heart raced as I tried to focus on anything but her presence, wondering if she'd noticed how nervous I was. Emily's eyes met mine, and her warm smile eased the tension, but only intensified the swirl of emotions I couldn't quite understand. The alcohol and pleasant company had taken its toll that evening, and we did exactly what you think we did. More on that later. Then Emily took my hand, looked me in the eye, and led me into my dreams. You know what I mean. This incident, of course, remained a secret from the guys and everyone else. After that, we tried to keep a distance and avoid such mistakes, but after a while we again could not resist our feelings. But that's another story.